Welcome to the amazing digital circus that we haven't been able to get out of for days. And day after day we all wonder, and when is the sequel? A large part of the fans are also interested in the question of new characters, and will anyone be new in the next episodes at all? As we know, the author of Goosework seems to have said that a separate story will be dedicated to each character from the circus, and there are 8 episodes in total, but we have 6 main characters as such. But if you count Kane and Bubble, you get 8. Will Kane and Bubble also be allocated a separate episode? I doubt it, but it's quite possible, although we have 6 people who got into the circus, who are people. And SAP is artificial intelligence, by the way, along with Bubble, so if there is a separate episode about them, then most likely it will be dedicated to both of them. Because they are part of this circus, as they say, part of the crew, part of the ship. They are one with the whole digital world. But also, assuming that 8 episodes are waiting for us, and the pilot is not the first episode, but just the pilot, and it was dedicated to Pomni, we still have at least a couple of free episodes left. And maybe some of them will be dedicated to a separate new character like Gummigoo, or maybe there will even be several of them. It is also remarkable how people get into this digital world at all. After all, we all remember how our famous Pomni ended up in the circus, and how another clown suddenly disappeared. That's what we'll talk about. If you count how many characters there are in the circus now, then there are 6. Is this how it should be? An interesting theory arises about how many characters can there be in the circus besides Kane and his NPCs. That is, the characters he creates himself in the screensaver. Each character is given attention, but one of them is missing, but a new one has appeared. I don't think the screensaver will change much. Only Pomni will appear instead of Kaufmo. And before this whole bunch, how many characters were there? If you count all the crossed out doors, you can count 11 along with Kaufmo, because it's already clear where these characters have gone, although we haven't been directly told about it yet. At the moment, we can conclude that they have all dispersed. And what if the circus really needs exactly 6 characters for something? You can build theories about this magic of numbers as much as you like. What does the Sinister 6 mean? Suppose there were originally 6 old characters too, but gradually each of them disappeared or dispersed. But the word scattered and the word disappeared means the same thing to us. So, it's Kaufmo's turn. It is not necessary that the one who is the longest should disperse. After all, among those characters that we know, Kinger probably stayed the longest. But he didn't dissipate, and Kaufmo dissipated, although perhaps he stayed longer of those first characters who are no longer with Kaufmo. And here you can trace a very interesting thing. We had old characters who disappeared somewhere. Each of them disappears day after day, and a new one comes to replace him. How can this happen? We do not yet know all the details of the company that produced the digital circus, but perhaps this digital reality as such is not ready yet. Despite the fact that we have already seen the advertisement, but this advertisement may well be just a blank, and now our digital circus is just being tested by employees of this company. And so it turns out that employees suddenly began to disappear into this digital world, and more new employees are heading there to find out what the problem is. And so it turns out that they also disappear, and the digital circus itself is programmed. Very interesting. For every scattered character, he launches a similar one. And haven't we already seen such characters similar to each other? Yes, but some are not, and others are. Let me explain what I mean. My explanations are immediately followed by another strange theory. The fact that the queen is not Kinger's wife, in fact, I did not even think about it, because there seems to be a bold hint of a connection between the mysterious Black Queen and Kinger. But many began to write in the comments that they could have been enemies before, but not a couple, relatives, or friends. All supposedly because of the difference in the color of their characters. But they are chess pieces and, as we know, in chess, black and white confront each other. These are the rules of the game. But what a big difference. This is a digital circus, and it's not chess here. But in general, color can serve as a weighty argument for distinguishing Kinger and the Black Queen, but not because they are enemies. It is likely that the Queen could be one of the first characters in the digital circus with similar problems. Maybe she was somewhat similar in character to Kinger, and suddenly it dissipates even before the appearance of Kinger himself, and then another chess piece appears, that is, Kinger. This principle worked even with clowns, and we can trace it. Kaufmo dissipated, and then suddenly Pomni the clown arrives to replace him. By the way, there were clowns before that too, so Kaufmo may not be the first. What if each character is a replacement for the previous one? Because that's how the digital circus is programmed. And look, we have an animal in the person of the character Jax the Hare. Before that, there was a dog and a dragon. Ragatha, in turn, looks very much like a doll. Who she really is, but in the hallway on the crossed-out door there is a similar character, a sock doll. Zubul, in fact, is a constructor from which you can assemble anything, and there is also a toy on the crossed-out door. Maybe these characters are not related in any way, but others may well be, because they are too well blurred and you will not understand what they are or who they are and what is depicted there at all, but such coincidences. Could this even be an accident? Clowns, animals, sock dolls, chess pieces, as if indeed every character we see now corresponds to its predecessor, and others in turn corresponded to their predecessors, therefore several clowns and animals can be noticed. And who can Gangle correspond to? It's hard to say, maybe to someone who is not visible. We also have some unusual pink one-eyed character, and this is probably the only creature that can destroy this theory, but not quite. It is also unclear what it is and may correspond to some character anyway. Most likely, this is also some kind of toy or character in the form of a toy, so this is a pretty interesting topic. Each person corresponds to the character of his predecessor. Well, if someone from our new company really dissipates, then a new similar character may come in his place. If it's a Jax, some other animal will come in its place. If it is Kinger, another chess piece will take its place, and if it is Pomni, then some new clown will take its place. Also, do not forget about NPCs like Gummigoo. Maybe they will return him to us and he will become a regular character in the circus. Then who can replace him if he dissipates? I think no one, but I'm pretty sure we'll meet Gummigoo in the next episodes. It's not for nothing that they told almost a whole series about him. It would be stupid to remove this character forever. Then what was the point of showing the whole path of his formation, understanding what was happening, and support from other characters? The authors will definitely bring this hero back to the circus. It's a matter of time. What do you think about this theory? Can it really be true, but it still remains a mystery to us? And how do people get into this digital world? I think this will be revealed to us in the next episodes. In the meantime, write your opinion in the comments. What do you think about it at all? At the same time, you can write your theories. And why not? In general, I'm waiting for you in the comments. Well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell so as not to miss new videos.